I don't get pocket money, but if I do something like around the house, then I get money for that, and if I do well at school, I get money for that as well.
Because I have chickens, I sell eggs to people on my street, and I do car washes on my street, and from my mum I don't get any money to spend, but when I go out to the cinema she'll give me half of it, and from my dad I get £30 a month.
I get my money from my parents, but I want to try and get a paper round so I can provide for myself and get my stuff for myself instead of relying on my parents all the time.
Being 17, I'm old enough to get a job, so I've got myself a part-time job at McDonald's. Don't know if you've heard of it. So that's my main source of income to sort of pay for everything, really. I've sort of kept that on, and I stopped getting allowance after then because my parents thought once I'm earning my own money, they don't need to give me any.
My mum lives in Ireland, so when I'm there, she usually doesn't have any spare money. In Ireland there's a big tradition of busking, and I play guitar, so usually what I do is I'll take my guitar over there and just play in the street with a top hat on the floor.
I don't really borrow money, but I sometimes do borrow money, and unfortunately on my brother, which he always adds interest and makes me sign stuff that he's made, and just like a brother does.
I don't really think borrowing money is such a good idea. When you're on the end that has to pay back more than you originally borrowed, it just seems illogical to do that, and I think you probably should just work until you have enough money to pay for it rather than try and buy everything too soon.
If I really need money, I borrow some of my parents, but I do feel I have to pay it back.
The only time I've ever borrowed money was when I broke a PlayStation when I was about 10 years old, and I had to borrow money off my dad to buy a new one straight away, and then I had to work that off with doing chores around the house for the rest of the month.
I don't really let people borrow money unless I'm really sure they'll pay it back, because I've lent people money in the past in big sums and they've not paid it back.
We learned a lot through the consultation process about actually how much interaction young people do have on a regular basis with money. And teachers need to be well aware of that and use the information not only from the report that we've developed, but from their own consultation events, their own needs analysis at the beginning of a unit of work, to be able to take the learning from where the young people are at and move it forward in that way, yeah.